actually he's kind of like attacking the press. And he's like, I don't know why you don't like me more. I mean, actually, they do like Joe Biden. He's just old and he's, kind of like cryptic now. And they kind of want him to go away because he's increasing their chances of losing power. And that's the reason why they kind of somewhat don't like him. Can you split screen it for me? This is Joe Biden. And you know who Joe Biden reminds me of, Shannon? You ever watch The Simpsons?
Yeah.
So there's this guy, he's like over the nuclear plant. He's an old guy.
I know, yep.
Filthy rich. That's who Joe Biden reminds me of.
You know what? Yeah, I get it.
That's who Joe Biden reminds me of. He's just evil, sinister, always up to no good, old guy. Yeah, he's just really a bad, nasty guy. That's who Joe Biden reminds me of.
Yeah.
But listen to Joe Biden as he's talking to the press.
I know the press is here and they're all wonderful people. I don't know why they don't like me a lot more than Trump, but the way he talks about you guys. But anyway, that's a joke. I'm kidding. I shouldn't even be kidding with you. I'll pay a price for having said that.
Oh, he's going to have to pay a price for having said that. Really? So this is the same dude that actually wine and dine the press to try to get them not to talk about his mistakes, talk about the economy in turmoil, but to talk about and even not even to talk really about President Trump. All he wants them to do is talk about positive things. Even if you have to make it up and lie about Joe Biden, that's the only thing that they want to hear coming from the government state media. That's the reason why they call it government state media.
Sometimes you have to call them out, right? Because some of the stuff they literally are like a police state, like you say, Will. They're on the side of the Democrats, and they basically, tell all the lies that the left is saying. It's regurgitates it. That's the word I was looking for. It's horrible.
Yeah, it really is.
I can't stand the media.
Now, Joe Biden. You remember Joe Biden? He had to be hopped up on something during the State of the Union. That's the only way Joe Biden can come out there and last that long. They gave him something. Is there anyone watching right now? Maybe we can put the chats up on the screen. Is there anyone watching right now that thinks that Joe Biden has the stamina and it's like, well, it was Joe Biden. He did all this on his own. He has the stamina. He can keep going. Well, listen to what he says here. This is now, mind you, this is after the State of the Union. So in the State of the Union, again, I believe that he was hopped up on something. That's the only thing you can explain. That's the only explanation. He was hopped up on something. Listen to him now.
Tremendous amount of things you can cut. Let me be precise. Tremendous amount of things you can do, not cut. He said, but the bottom line is he's still at it.
What? I mean, this dude can't even talk. And what happened to his being able to go up there and he's yelling? Maybe he needs to yell because he's not yelling here. Maybe they told him, hey, you can't go out there yelling because people think, they're questioning, why are you yelling all the time? Hitler, he used to yell all the time. And people questioning why you are yelling. So you can't yell. He can't even talk. So he was hopped up on something during the State of the Union. Is there anyone in disagreement on that? Anybody? So I'm looking in the comments because I said, this dude, he's strung out on something. So now I guess he's coming down. He's crashing after all of that. He's crashing, right? He's crashing. So here it is. He's still at this event, wherever this event was. And this is so disturbing. If President Trump was standing in a room with a group of people like this, he would take questions from them. But Joe Biden looks around for his handler and says, can I take questions? Am I going to get in trouble?
Anyway, am I allowed to take any questions?
I mean, really?
Anybody here is staff?
Stop it. Thank you, press.
So someone has their hand in the background. I don't know if you can see that. Someone has their hand up right there. Someone has their hand up behind him. Of course, he can't see him. And then whoever his handler is and says, thank you for asking, but they're not going to take any questions, right? They're not going to take any questions. So, yeah. So watch what happens. Watch what happens while they're going into this and let me take it back to the beginning again, and I'm not going to stop it this time, but watch what happens to the network that was showing this when he was prompting to ask for questions.
Anyway, am I allowed to take any questions? Anybody here at staff?
Stop it. The cars. Thank you, press.
Anyway.
Like, cut the feed. Cut the feed. Cut the feed. Don't let him answer any questions because he's not going to know the answer because they didn't give him a cue card. He was sitting there waiting for someone's going to ask me a question. Someone asked a question. He said, we didn't give Joe a cue card. Cut the feed. Cut the feed. Cut the feed. This is actually embarrassing. Can you imagine what the rest of the world is thinking about looking at Joe Biden? And you know what? In the Simpsons, his name would be Mr. Burns. So this is Mr. Burns in real life. Joe Biden is Mr. Burns in real life. I forgot who said it. Someone said it in the comments. But again, can we put the comments on the screen? Do you think Joe Biden was hopped up on drugs? Is there anybody that think that Joe Biden was not hopped up on drugs in the State of the Union? And now, again, I'm sitting there playing this and he can't even speak. And that's the reason why they don't want him to take any questions, because he cannot talk. How long will they be able to continue this way? I'm giving Joe Biden, now there's 8 months before President Trump returns to the White House, before he wins the election. I don't think Joe Biden is going to last that long. I don't think Joe Biden is going to, I'm going to stretch it out here. I'm going to give Joe Biden less than 6 months. Dude has always been having issues. I remember in 2020, he had major issues because he was putting his foot in his mouth and he couldn't remember things and he was just saying stuff. But anyways, it's just gotten so much worse. It's gotten so much worse. Joe Biden has lost his mind.
Sorry, the switchboard operator had me muted.
Hey, if you ever wondered how to, get a woman to be quiet, holler at me. Or actually holler at my switchboard operator. But anyways, listen to this one really quick. This is with Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham goes on Meet the Press. And Lindsey Graham, he's all about Trump now all of a sudden. Right? He kind of went on a little tour with President Trump a little bit, but people kept booing Lindsey Graham, so he stopped showing up. But he's all about Trump now because he wants people to support him. I don't trust Lindsey Graham at all. I really don't. Lindsey Graham and most definitely Mitch McConnell, don't trust him either, even though now he's coming out endorsing President Trump. Why didn't he endorse President Trump 6 months ago, a year ago? He didn't do it because he was kind of hoping Nikki Haley was going to be in that position. But and it's still a little interesting to me why Mitch McConnell would endorse President Trump, even though he's on his way out. That's a little strange to me. Why wouldn't he just go ahead and endorse Joe Biden? But anyways, listen to Lindsey Graham talking about the world on fire.
I think the best way to judge President Trump's second term is by what he did in his first term. Russia didn't invade on President Trump's watch. Hamas didn't try to destroy Israel on his watch. The Taliban weren't in charge on his watch. So here's what I would say. If you're worried about the world being on fire, you're right. If you think Joe Biden's policies are lack of deterrence and he's weakened the eyes of our enemies, you're right. So if you want to get the world back in order, you better vote for Trump.
I mean, I never thought I would hear Lindsey Graham coming out talking strong like this for President Trump.
Really? It doesn't surprise me.
I mean, it does surprise me. It does surprise me, but
Yeah.
on the reason being because he's on, Meet the Press, which is totally liberal. They're a bunch of commies. But what he's saying is true.
He's seeing the writing on the wall. Let's be honest. He knows that Trump is the candidate, and he knows that Trump has a better odds of winning than Biden does. That's all he's seeing. He's going, for my career's sake,
It's like he's going to follow the money. It's like I'm going to follow the money.
Follow the money, baby.
That's where the money's going. The money's going on Trump. So he's trying to cash in. He's trying to collect, saying that, hey, everybody, I'm a Trump supporter, so, feed me money. That's only. But why is Mr. McConnell? That's that's
Well,
that's when it's a little weird. That's a little weird because Mr. McConnell's on his way out the door.
You like the content Will Johnson is producing? To stay informed and up to date with the current events, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also, to find Will Johnson, visit www.uaf.media.